and welcome to another episode of the Dragon Yawn. I'm Seafood Mike, and I'm coming to you from the maps of Tactical Kung Fu and Mixed Martial Arts located in Durham, North Carolina. And as you can tell, I'm all alone, man. I got no Robert, okay? I got a Bob, which for those of you who don't know, Bob is short for Robert, and this Bob is a few limbs short of a Robert. So that's the best I got, man. So I'm all by myself. The reason why Robert is not here is because, well, he's a writer. Okay, he's actually at a convention right now out of town. So he does conventions because he's selling his book. He's there as a vendor, all right? But sometimes he goes to host panels, talk on stuff. I think he's like an expert on all things Transformers. Okay, so it's not just any kind of convention, man. It's like anime or comics or whatever, man. It's a really cool thing. You should definitely check out his stuff. It's at teachthesky.com. That's his website, teachthesky.com. You can get all about he's got like short stories and a blog, and I think he does crossword puzzles. But he's a novelist. He writes books. You should read his books. You can find his books on Amazon. His latest one is Rakaiju. Alright, it's about a little girl who saves the world with rock, or metal, or music. And there's apparently a giant lizard. He says a giant lizard, but it looks like from the cover a dragon. That's what I think it is. I think it's a dragon. But he's a writer, so it's a lizard. Alright, hopefully maybe for the sequel it'll be a dragon. But anyways, he's not here. He sends his best wishes. So, just me. I'm here to tell you about really not a great subject. We're going to talk about cancer, right? Because it's October, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, right? Hence the pink, right? I'll get into all the different types of pink that we have here and why we have it. But I feel like I really do need to address this subject of cancer in general, not just breast cancer, but cancer, all cancers. They're all bad. They're terrible. Okay, whatever you can do in life, don't get cancer. Okay, cancer sucks, hands down. Can't sugarcoat it any other way. It's terrible. So, but my point of view is that you can't accurately defend yourself against something if you don't know what that something is, right? And I feel like cancer is not as well known as it should be. Okay, and to accurately defend yourself. I'm a self-defense school. I teach self-defense, alright? You need to know about this thing to defend yourself against it, okay? To get checked out, to make sure it doesn't get you, because the earlier you can get diagnosed and get that treatment, the better your odds of survival, okay? The longer you wait for it to fester and grow and stuff, the worse it'll be. Alright, so you definitely want to try to catch it early, or do what you can to prevent it from ever happening, alright? So, I got a little list here, okay, pink paper, alright, yeah, I'm all pink today. So, I'm going to be giving you some statistics, alright, I like to go with the probability. I'm an econ major, so I'm all about the statistics of everything, and I like to base some of my techniques and everything on statistics, on actual stuff that will happen. And people talk about trying to do real world scenarios and what's the most likely ever going to work. Okay, well, I'm going to back it up with some statistical facts. Okay, so most of my statistics actually come from the 2017 census and the 2015 CDC report, which is the Center for Disease Control. All right, and so that's where I'm getting my stuff from. Okay, so I'm not just finding it on the internet somewhere, and I'm not making this up, okay? It comes from somewhere. These are government places. They do this for a living, right? Anyways, so according to the 2017 census, right, there are roughly 325.7 million people in the U.S. It's a lot of people, okay? Let me say it again. 325.7 million people. All right, now, according to a couple of the cancer stuff that I've looked at as far as cancer statistics, the rates for getting cancer really high. If you're a female, it's 1 out of 3. Okay, huge. All right, 1 out of 3. Okay, so there are roughly 166.2 million females in the U.S. All right, so out of that, okay, out of that 166.2 million people are females, right? 20.8 million are going to be diagnosed with cancer in their lifetime. 20.8 million. Whoa. All right. Actually, no, I take that back. I'm reading this wrong. That's just breast cancer. Okay? For regular cancer, all right, it is. Let's see, I'm getting my notes wrong. 55.4. Wow, still big number. 55.4 million. All right, that's one of three. Now, 20.8. The reason why I got it mixed up because I didn't really underline anything. I just put it all in like right here. 20.8 is the likelihood that people or females are going to get breast cancer. Okay, 1 out of every 8. All right, that's a large amount. I mean, consider that breast cancer is the most common cancer out of the cancers that you can get. In fact, I've got that statistic too. So the most common is breast cancer, of course. Then it's followed by lung cancer and prostate cancer. All right, so that's a big thing. That's still a big number. So 1 out of every 8, 20.8 million. 1 out of every 3 is going to be the 55.4. Okay, that's just females. Now, males, we got it worse, dude. Hands down. I mean, we not quite a larger percentage of the population, all right, because right now we're actually at 159.68 million, roughly. Okay, so we're actually less than half the population, kind of. The rate for us is 1 and 2. That's 50%. Like, 79.8 million men are going to be diagnosed with cancer. I've already had mine. I'll talk about that later. So, okay, if you're watching, if you're male and you haven't had cancer yet, there's a good possibility you might get it. All right. So, be aware, get checked out, stuff like that. But like, that's huge. All right. 1 out of every 2. So, 135.2 million people total in their lifetime are going to be diagnosed with cancer. That's a lot. All right, you got to consider that half the population of the United States is 162.9. All right, so almost half the population is going to be diagnosed with cancer. But somehow, this isn't what everyone knows about. It's not culturally common. All right, when I had cancer, I've had cancer before, and it was the end-all be-all conversation shopper. Like, hands down, if I want to end the conversation just by, I had cancer, people wouldn't know how to respond from that. They don't know what to do with a person who's had cancer. It's not a social norm. It should be, right? If almost half the population is going to be diagnosed with cancer, we should be more in tune with that. We should know more about it. We should know that most cancers are not like getting sick for a couple of weeks. They're not one and done. They're going to be for a while. Right? Okay, I was diagnosed a few weeks after I turned 24. Okay, that was roughly 10 years, 6 months, 23 days ago. Okay, so for you mathematically inclined people or people who are just bored, I've given you all you need to know to figure out how old I am. All the time, right? So that was like 10 years ago. I'm still dealing with the effects of that. Okay, it is not a disease that just happens once and goes away. The worst of it, yeah, I'm out of the woods, but I'm still getting my checkups every year. I'm still getting an MRI, still go see an endocrinologist, okay? And I've seen the endocrinologist for stuff that the treatment did. I mean, it's not a very simple deal, okay? And I'm a very rare case, okay? My particular cancer is a brain cancer, all right? Not a breast cancer, even though breast cancer is one everybody knows about. I mean, that's the most common cancer. That's why I hype it up. That's why I'm talking about it, why I'm raising awareness about it, because my type of cancer is actually so rare it's 1 in a million. So there might be 300 other people like me in the U.S. Doubt it. I'm super rare, man. My cancer's supposed to be fast growing, mine was slow growing, so I probably had it for a while, but I was diagnosed when I was older, and so I'm oddball, man. I'm my own statistic, okay? But I'm here, and I'm actually doing martial arts, so I'm, you know, spreading the word that you can do anything, right? Don't lose hope. Hope is a big deal, okay? So, yeah, statistically, it is the second leading cause of death in the U.S. It kind of, I think it flip-flops with the first leading cause, which is heart disease, right? They're very similar, okay? I think right now we're at 600,000 people are dying every year from cancer, which that's a big number, okay? To kind of put that in perspective, the population for the city of Durham is 267.7 thousand, and the population for the city of Chapel Hill is 59.9 thousand. Okay, you put them together, that is 22 or 22. Let's do math. Let's actually read correctly. Sorry, I'm tired. But anyways, 327.6 thousand. Okay. That's still half of the amount of people that die each year from cancer. So if we were to take all the people who died from cancer and lump them in this area, it'd be pretty bad. Right? That's a lot of people. Huge, massive amount of people. All right. That being said, okay, around 18,000 people die from assaults every year. I mean, probably a little less, but huge gap. 600,000, 18,000. Now, the 18,000 is what everybody knows about. It's why we have martial arts and self-defense, stuff like that. Everybody worries about that, but from a statistical standpoint, more likely to get cancer. So you got to be checked out. You got to know about this. You got to know that this thing exists and that cancer is a real thing and it can't affect you. All right, but don't lose hope. Okay, because as a cancer patient, a previous cancer patient, I'm a survivor. Okay, but a cancer patient, pretty much sometimes all we have is hope. You can't ever lose hope. Okay, you got to have that hope. You got to have hope that the next minute will get better, or the next day. Just take it one step at a time. If you can't even walk, then wait, one day at a time. Right? You got to be happy for what you have. Right? A lot of people are just kind of like, aim high or whatever. No, I'm shooting high and being happy with the fact that I just took a shot. All right, because there are a lot of variables to go into just being able to shoot. Okay, and that's an analogy I can just keep going all day on. You got to have the right kind of bullets for the gun. You can't shoot a gun if you got arrows, and not just, like I said, you can go all day with that. But I'm not going to. You gotta get the point. You can't be a glass half full kind of person. You just gotta be happy you have the glass, right? Because doing something very simple like just holding a piece of paper steady in hand, that can be very difficult. That's what I had. It took me like a year to be able to do this. Okay, because I had a sensory motor feedback gap, a neuromuscular disorder that was caused by my particular brain cancer, right? I know it's a lot of words. Basically, my brain don't talk to my right side too well. Okay, it took me a long time to overcome that, and I'm still working on it. If I do certain things, you don't notice it. If I do other things, it's painfully obvious. Okay, but I don't let that get me down. I keep going. I'm doing martial arts. Okay, right? So you gotta keep going. The thing is that it's a terrible disease, it's a terrible thing, and a lot of people go through it. All right, there's probably, based on this, right, you're most likely going to run into somebody who's had cancer or is having cancer throughout your lifetime. I mean, we're talking about almost half the population is going to be diagnosed with cancer at some point in their lifetime. So there's a good chance that you're going to run into somebody who has cancer. if not you or a family member. Okay, so it's a very real thing, and you got to be aware of that. You got to help them out because, like I said, sometimes that's all we have is hope, right? So if we have more, if we have family, like I had a small football team's worth of people supporting me, and it was awesome, right? That's what you want. You want to be able to support people, and that's actually why we do this charity. Okay, why we give to charities, why there are charities. There are charities to help people out. Okay, so if you notice, I got pink shirt, pink sash, pink bounce. Okay, every year we do a fundraiser where we try to give to a cancer charity. We've given to the local hospitals here. We've also given to American Cancer Society. If you're not in North Carolina, I recommend giving to American Cancer Society. You can do that year round. Okay, cancer doesn't wait till a certain moment in time, a certain month of the year, year round. Okay. Also, it doesn't vary by age. I mean, you can be as young as newborn or as old as 59 or something like that, or 69, whatever. Just be. It's like cancer doesn't discriminate. Doesn't age, race does not matter. Whereas like your assault, okay, that can actually vary depending on your age and your location, right? You know, so that all varies. But cancer doesn't vary, right? Doesn't matter where you're at. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you do, right? Or how old you are. Cancer can still come and affect you, right? So help them out. You got to help out these people. You got to give these charities, whatever, 5 cents, $50, whatever, right? Do your best. I think honestly, if every person tried to make life better for the person next to them, this world would be awesome, hands down. And so, like I said, I think very much, like as a cancer survivor, that we just gotta help out people. We gotta be people, because you know what? Those people are still people. Even though they have cancer, they're still people. So you have to understand that and recognize that, hey man, just talk to them or do something. They're still a person, all right? This shouldn't be something that is not familiar and not commonplace in society, all right? People talk about not being fully represented in TV and movies and stuff like that. I'm like, well, I'm not represented. Okay? Almost half the population isn't represented. You don't see people with cancer on screen. And from a writing perspective, I think that would be like super easy. You can explain any number of random personality quirks by saying, oh, he had cancer. One line of dialogue and everything is fine. Okay, so I don't know why it's not shown. I don't know why it's depicted, but it should be. All right. In fact, I think one of the best examples I've seen recently of a really good depiction of a main character who had cancer was actually Deadpool. Alright, they actually got that spot on, because it's not just a terrible disease that affected him, but it was a terrible disease that affected his loved ones. Alright, that's how bad cancer is. It's not just something that affects you, but it affects everyone that knows you. Alright, and it can keep affecting you for a decade. Right, so you can't ignore it. You can't put it away and just be like, oh, it happened once. No, man, talk about it. Get it out there. Let people know. Do this every year, right? That's why we do it. Letting people know, because it's a big thing. Like I said, self-defense school, right? Your biggest self-defense is to actually know what you're defending against, okay? So, you got to get checked out, hands down, right? I don't really care how old you are. You know, if you have any possible notion, get checked out. One hardship. Okay? And if there is something wrong, you got it early. All right, you can do something about it. Okay, it's a big deal. And if you do have cancer, hey man, there is hope. There's always something positive that you can find with any kind of situation. I'm going to put this down now. All right, like even my situation, it was probably the worst thing you can possibly think of. But what good that came out of it is the fact that my goatee. Right, so this is a story I like to tell in that I am not a hairy person at all. just doesn't happen. I don't have the genes for it. It's just like nothing. See, nothing. Just not a hairy person. And I let my facial hair grow for like 6 months one time. Nothing happened, man. Not a thing. But I had cancer, and one of the medications they put me on was a steroid that kept my brain from swelling. And actually, all my hair fell out. So it was kind of weird. But that pill that I was taking caused unusual hair growth. I actually said it on the bottle. It said may cause unusual hair growth. So in like a week and a half, I had a full goatee. I was like, dude, this is something I've always wanted. And it was medically induced, right? The thing is that I stopped taking the medication, clearly, right? It's been a while now. I was afraid to shave the goatee because I was afraid it may not come back because it doesn't grow that fast. I still shave like once every week and a half. Keeping a goatee though, man, always wanted one. And so that's probably the most positive thing to come out of having, like I said, a really bad cancer. It's the kind of knowledge that you can only really understand if you have it. And the thing is, it's so bad, we don't want you to have it. All right, that's knowledge, that's experience that you don't need. Okay, you just have to understand it's bad, and the people who get it are still people. Okay, there's nothing weird about them. Talk to them, whatever. Okay, and whenever you get the chance, man, donate to some charity somewhere. All right, or could be your local hospital. That's sometimes all it takes. All right, sometimes those places are underfunded and they just need some more funds to help better diagnose you. Right, that's one of the best steps, first steps to self-defense, defending yourself, being healthy. Okay, be positive and help each other. So that's like the main thing I'm talking about here. So, like I said, it's kind of a short video. It's just me, right? Just me talking for like, I think I'm going on like 20 minutes now. Yes! Alright, not the most fun subject, talking about cancer. Cancer sucks. Alright, but, like I said, there is hope. There's always hope. Okay? And, whatever you do, please consider donating. Especially like the end of the year, you get a nice little tax write-off. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I think that covers about everything. Yeah. Short one. We'll be back to the Kung Fu Panda in probably about a week or so. And we're almost done. Okay. Got one more movie left in that franchise. I hope you guys are doing well. Not the most fun topic to talk about and dragging on, but very necessary. Like I said, you can't defend yourself against something if you don't know what that something is. And now you know. Cancer is very bad and very likely. Okay. Remember, females 1 in 3, males 1 in 2. Okay, breast cancer in females 1 out of every 8. It's a lot. It's a huge amount. Okay, so I don't know how to end on a high note. Sorry, guys. Like I said, not really the coolest thing, but totally necessary. I know lots of people who have cancer and have had it. Okay, I've known people who survived and people who didn't. It's a huge thing. It's a big thing. All right. Best one to give to American Cancer Society. You can do that year-round. Okay, but there's a lot of different charities. Okay, just pick one, donate, help out people. If you know neighbor, whatever, who's got cancer, help them out, talk to them, whatever. It doesn't matter. They're still people. They still need you to support them. Give them hope. Because at the end of the day, that's all we can do. Right? Is to give them hope, have them hold on to that. Okay? Hold on to, hey, everything's going to get better. All right? And that's what we're here to do. Make everything better. We use martial arts to do that. But can't actually cure cancer with martial arts. Wish I could. Right? Be like Chuck Norris. My tears could cure cancer. Not quite. Anyways. Hope you guys are doing well. Be sure to check us out. We have a website, tkf.com. On there we got direct links to our Facebook page. Also got a Twitter and an Instagram and a YouTube channel. Okay? So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. You can follow us and lots of other things. Try out a class here. We got classes every single day, tactical kung fu and mixed martial arts. Again, I'm Sifu Mike. Hope you're doing well. Hope you have a good day, and take it easy.